Welcome back to a new episode of Home Course. Today we're in San Antonio, which happens to be the most visited city in all of Texas. As you know, San Antonio is home to the Alamo, the beautiful Riverwalk, but it's also home to six-time PGA Tour winner and major champion, Jimmy Walker. Jimmy and his wife Erin just finished remodeling their Texas home and are going to give us a full tour and even take us out to their nearby ranch. Jimmy's an absolute master on the grill and insisted that me and my crew come hungry. I'm excited for this episode. Let's head over and check out their place. What's going on, everybody? PGA Memes is all about having fun and bringing people together in golf through humor and good times. When me and my crew are seeking more enjoyment out on the course, our go-to beer is Corona Premier. Golf shouldn't be so serious. It should be an enjoyable experience for anyone and everyone. Corona Premier is the finer light cerveza for those who don't compromise on a light beer experience. Is your light beer Premier? What's going on, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
It's good to
Thanks
see you,
for
man.
coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
You're welcome. Come on in.
Definitely the shortest trip we've had to make, just come down the road in Texas. So.
Well, I mean, you're in the best spot already. You're in Texas, you know, it's an easy trip. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming down.
Well,
and
I've been
hanging
looking forward to this one a ton. The renovation of the house, all the grilling that you're doing, the new bar, so I'm excited to check it out.
Well, I know we've been talking about this since like last May, and I wish we would have had something earlier, but it's just with all the stuff going on, and it's taken a long time to get this finished, and just part here, part there, but we're finally there and we're ready to have you guys here, so.
Yeah, no, it looks gorgeous. Why don't we jump in, look at the office and talk a little golf and get things started up.
Okay, sounds good. Let's
Awesome.
go this way. So here's kind of just the office. There's not much work going on here, but it's more just kind of like, you know, kind of like life that golf's provided, and some family stuff, and just kind of everything that's happened. There's some fun stuff in here. It goes all the way back.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Back to Nationwide Tour days, Player of the Year.
Player of the Year.
That's
Jack,
awesome.
Jack lost his club in the move, it looks like. Maybe around here somewhere, but that was pretty sick. I remember getting to go open the stock market exchange.
That's
after
awesome.
That was really fun. It was me, VJ, and Craig Stadler
That's
for
awesome.
those guys.
Well, and you got this bad boy here. Before we talk about the Wanamaker, you played in almost 200 events before you broke through for your first win, and then you won a lot. What was that like? Looking back, what was the one piece of just getting over the hump and then seeing the finish line much clearer? To win, I think, like 3 or 4 times in the next year?
Yeah, I won a bunch right after that. I wish I could really pinpoint it. I've just kept putting myself in the spot, and finally it happened at the Fries, and you know, it's just kind of like, I realized you need a little bit of luck. You know, I had some things kind of happen, and I played really solid, and I didn't play perfect. And I always thought you had to play maybe just perfect golf to win out there, and you really didn't. It was just, you just needed a few things to happen in your way, and some good play. I played great on the weekend, and that's obviously a really good place to play golf. But but it just happened, and then it's like, man, I can do that. Like, well, shit, maybe I can go do it again.
Yeah.
You know, and then do it again, and do it again. And once you know you can, you know, it's like, you don't know you can do something until you do it. And once you finally do it, you're like, well, I can go do that again.
Yeah, you won in like October, and then in January.
I won like
and
3
February.
I won like 3 out of 8 in a stretch. So pretty. I mean, it's fun, and you look back on it now, and you're like, when you're doing it, it's like, well, that's easy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, you know. It's obviously it's not. Or you know, you see like a guy like Scotty Scheffler doing it, and you know, he's in that zone. He's hit that slot, and it's a blast when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. And then the Wanamaker to win the PGA Championship, arguably the toughest field in golf, one of the biggest trophies in golf. I mean, walk us through that moment and reaching that height in your golf career to be a major champion.
Pretty wild. I've been, you know, I was on a great run, and I wasn't playing all that well heading into it. I had a really killer, like, last 9 holes in Toronto the week before. Like, I felt like a lot of the stuff that I was practicing and the putting and everything, like, really just, like, clicked. And I had this awesome back 9. And I go into Baltusrol and I play a practice round, and just, I remember liking the golf course when I played it in the amateur, and it looked identical, and I go out and I'm doing the exact same things that I did in that practice round, and it just carried into the golf tournament. I started making putts, and I mean, I made so many putts. I putted so well, and I just didn't, I hit it really good all week, just didn't really get into trouble, and I just kept making putts, and I just had I had this feeling that I wasn't gonna make a bogey, and I've never had that before in my entire life. And to go around a major championship golf course where the rough was just high enough where I could get out of it if I hit it in the rough, and the greens were just soft enough that it would hold. And so I was chipping, you know, I could chip and putt with anybody. Yeah. I just had this calm feeling of I'm not gonna make a bogey, you know. I think I made 4 for the week or something. Yeah. But pretty wild.
All right, so obviously with all of those wins and the PGA, this has led you into making it the Cups, Hazeltine, and then 2014, obviously Glen Eagles. Walk me through that experience playing for, you know, the country and the team play. What did that mean to you?
You know, 14 we went over and played overseas, so that was my first one, and honestly had more fun going over there and doing that and being in, you know, enemy territory as opposed to being at home. Home was cool too, but there's something about competing on the other side of the pond, I think, that's pretty special. I had a great partner in 14. Ricky and I played all 4 matches together, and I had an unbelievable singles match against Lee Westwood. I mean, he played really good. I think he was 4 or 5 under through 16. I was 8, and he just, you know, he got steamrolled pretty good. But it was a great match. It was fun. I had a good time. Yeah. Man, and then coming home and doing it here, and 16 was a crazy run because I won the PGA, and that got me in on points. 14. I remember playing 14, it was just kind of a whirlwind. I mean, I won 3 out of 8 events and was already locked on the team like super early in February. And so I got to meet and start talking to Tom Watson real early. And then Hazeltine, I was kind of at the back end of the deal. And but all super special. You know, this is a gift from JB Holmes. Everybody gives a gift to all the players. And that was JB gifts to all of us, being from Kentucky and doing the whiskey barrel top, and everybody signed it. It's really, really cool.
One thing I wanted to ask you, because we haven't gone through and talked to me about this, but at Augusta you have some hardware I see here from making an eagle. You have a hole-in-one, but you were the champion at the par 3 contest.
I did.
Hold the course record.
It was like a 30-year-old record. It was 7 under, and I shot 8 that day and didn't throw a ball on a peg. I was literally just trying to keep the kids out of the lake. and Aaron's on the bag, and you know, first like 4 holes, I've got one of them on my neck, you know, walking down the fairway. Literally, you know, I tee off on one and I almost make it. Yeah. And I end up winning. I was the last group of the day at the par 3, and almost make it on 1, and then 2 we walk up onto the tee box, and 2's the shortest of the par 3s, and my oldest boy goes, "Dad, this hole looks easy, you should make it." I was like, "All right, I'll try it," and I end up hooping it, you know, hit a nice little flipper in there, and it spins back into the cup, and we're going nuts. You know, I got kids everywhere, and I end up
is that the picture of it right here?
So that was another cool moment. Okay. But yeah, I ended up shooting 8 under, and even I birdied 8 to go 8 under through 8, and the green coats are coming over and be like, "Are you really 8 under?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "This is really happening." I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Your kids haven't?" I was like, "No. This is legit. Like, I'm really doing this." And I wish I'd have finished it off. I left like a 12-footer, like an inch short, right in the middle of the hole on 9.
Oh, man.
But that was a cool moment. This was when Tony Finau. We played right behind Tony Finau when Tony tried to break his leg off, running up the hill.
Yeah.
And he popped his foot back into place. So he made that hole in one, and I walk up there with McLean, and I asked the crowd, I'm like, okay, where did Tony's ball start? And they were like, everybody's like, oh, it's right there. And so I got it, and they're like, yeah, right there. So I get McLean up there, and I get my putter, and I was like, okay, buddy. And I lined it up, and I said, all you have to do is just tap this thing. Just get it going. And we're like 35 feet away at the top of the hill. And so he gets in there, and I mean, to his credit, he just does that, and the ball perfectly end over end, and it takes like 15 seconds for it to get down there, and he makes it. And everybody goes completely crazy. And that was a picture we got from some friends. And it was just like, and he's just like, pure elation. It was
That was a great memory. That's amazing you got that picture.
It was really, really cool.
That's quite the record. I don't know that that's going to be broken.
I hope not.
So did they give you the mini green jacket for winning the par 3 contest? Or I was going to ask you what this was all about.
I got some prankster buddies out at Cordillera Ranch, and one of them, British guy, he had a really, really well-known tailor in London make that jacket, and they said, well, you didn't win the big tournament, but you won the little one, so we made you a little mini green jacket. And the buttons, I don't know if you saw it, it's got 19. That's what I shot.
Yeah.
And it's on all the buttons. I mean, this thing's ridiculous.
That's so
It's
cool.
got this little bust. I mean, it's pretty funny.
All right, I saw this come to life on Instagram, so it's cool to see. This is awesome.
Aaron and I took inspiration from a buddy in Utah. He had a really, really, really cool bar, and it's probably like 3 times the length of this. It doesn't have as many shelves, but he had this uplighting, and it just lit the bottles up like nothing I'd ever seen. I said, God, that's such a pretty look. And so we ended up having these LEDs installed in, and when you set the bottles on there, man, you can, the way the light hits it, and you can get it. Every bottle's different, and every bottle pops different.
Yeah.
So it's about getting them kind of where they set and they pop. And I've started collecting this stuff over the last like 3 or 4 years. Just
I was gonna ask you when it started. Like, how did you kind of like fall in love with collecting bourbon and expanding kind of your palate for it?
My buddy Chip Percy, who lives about a mile from here, he was into it, and he kind of got me going into it. And then JJ Van Wiesenbeck on the Titleist truck, huge bourbon guy. Aaron Dill makes all the wedges, big bourbon guy, and I kind of started learning it through them. Mm-hmm. And then it just turned into different parts of the country and get different stuff. And after I'd get done busting it all day, I'd go hunting. I'd go hit all these stores, and man, you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah. Oh, this is cool. Well, I mean, we're here. The setup, I'm gonna have to ask. We're gonna have to put a drink together.
Who's gonna make me a drink?
I'll make you a drink.
How's it going?
Good.
So
Excited y'all
I
are here.
just asked him to make a drink, so he's got to make a drink for 3 now. It looks like so.
Definitely drinks for 3.
Ladies first.
He makes a really killer old fashioned, so.
Well, I better be able to. If I didn't, I should probably just quit.
Yeah, probably.
So another golf room here. You've got winning scorecards, pictures from the victories, and your sim room. This is cool. So do some work in here inside the house.
I have. You could play Pebble Beach on this thing.
There you
go. One of my I've won the golf tournament,
Good
but one of my
memories of
big,
Pebble Beach,
for sure. One of my tee shots I hate the most is like hitting driver at 18 at Pebble. So I stood in here like all winter and like practiced like just smashing drivers and aiming left and hitting these cuts out over the water. And what do? I get up there this year, first driver I hit, I was just like wanked it right, bailed, should have gone out of bounds. It didn't.
Yeah.
Ended up ended up getting lucky. And then the next day I got up, next time I ended up smoking it. But it's like, God, you did all that practice and you're gonna make that swing? Like, what are you doing? But yeah, it's super cool. Like when I walked into this room, I start looking at the ceiling and it's got this little cathedral kind of A-frame look to it. I'm like, oh, you know, I think
This makes sense.
I think I got this. This could be it. So it did. She kind of, Erin was like, yeah, you can have the room. It's cool. Like, let's do it. And so it turned out fun. And finally got all this stuff unboxed and hung up the other day. And a lot of cool memories. It's cool. The PGA Tour gives you all your scorecards. If you win, you get all your scorecards. So those are the scorecards, you know, from the golf tournaments.
That is cool.
And you remember who you were playing with. And the PGA Championship did that, did the exact same thing. Really, really cool.
Backyard's awesome. Perfect setup.
Well, we lost all the landscaping during snowpocalypse, and so yeah, we've been slowly redoing everything along with the whole rest of the house. So
the pool, the hot tub setup, and then obviously grilling out over here, which we see all the time on the internet. So we're gonna definitely have to dive into that.
For sure. Like, we had a hot tub at our last house, and this house didn't have one, and I was like, we gotta have a hot tub, because we enjoy it with
That's
the
our
kids
thing.
and love it. And I got bids to put one into the pool, and I'm like, nope, we're gonna get another above ground. Perfect, you know, not diving into that.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we built another pad back here for all the grilling stuff. I mean, over the years on tour, like, I had a Traeger deal, then you get a free green egg here, you get this, you get that, you know, and so we put all the grilling equipment over there. And this is a pretty rare setup for this area where we live. This kind of U-shaped house in this backyard and this court, you know, this kind of enclosed courtyard area.
It's awesome. It's got everything you need. It's private, and it's very clean layout.
Our newest addition is this. It's the birch barrel. I've been having a lot of fun cooking on it. It's got this crazy system where you can.
That's cool.
You can literally hook this into this and raise the grill platform up off of the cooker.
Oh wow!
So if the flame gets too hot and high, you just raise it up, and the grate's here. So that's been pretty fun to cook on. We've been crushing it on this. Got a green egg from Sanderson Farms a long time ago. Mm-hmm. I've had the Traeger deal. Traeger's great. I mean, some of these are so, you know, doing like really long cooks, like
That's
this
like
thing.
The Mac Daddy Traeger right there, isn't it?
This was. They've redone their whole line now, I think. But this was the Daddy Mac one. If you're doing long cooks, you just throw your stuff in here and just walk away. Davis Love gave us this sick Lang barbecue smoker for Ryder Cup, but I hated cooking on it because I'd sit out there and just suck the smoke in all day. And when it came time to eat at the end of the day, I mean, I couldn't even look at it. I didn't want to taste it. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to eat. I felt like I'd eaten all day. And then the Uni pizza oven's really fun. I don't know if anybody's got one of those, but it's a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, you can cook pizzas in 30 seconds.
That's cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's not hard. You just gotta, like, the cooking, man. You just gotta get in there and go.
Yeah.
What's
your favorite kind of pizza that you've thrown on there?
Oh, our friend's son does a pizza. It's called he calls it the Honey Badger. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
Spicy pepperoni, like a pepper jack cheese, a habanero honey. It's like sweet and spicy. Like,
Yeah. There's a place in
super
Dallas
good.
that makes the Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger.
It's off the menu and it
That's cool.
burns your face. It's a great pizza, so that's cool. I love to hear that.
So that's kind of it for the grill and cooking stuff. Just kind of whatever your flavor is. What are you in the mood for?
I wanted to talk to you guys about Lyme disease. We're in the month of May. It's Awareness Month.
Awareness Month.
Yeah, so you started feeling sick on a trip to Australia, having major symptoms, and weren't able to kind of wrap your head around what it was. Got some testing done, nothing to do with Lyme at first, but ultimately found out about a year plus later that it was Lyme disease. You were struggling with all these other symptoms and things that were kind of overtaking your body, but walk us through that. I mean, you've had to battle through that since 2016 and maybe even prior to that with some underlying symptoms, but
hard to know. Like, I did not see the tick bite, didn't get a bullseye rash, and Aaron didn't either. And I don't know when I got it. I just know when I started to feel really bad. And it took us about 5 months to really figure it out. And then I did 2 years worth of antibiotics. And am I completely over it? I don't think so. Mm-hmm. But do I feel great, good, 95% of the time? Yeah. Does it hit every part of your body? Yes. I mean, it hits it, physically at first, and what is it? Your brain's physical too. And I struggled. I really struggled there for a while. Like, putting got really hard, chipping got really, really hard, just out of nowhere. I mean, I literally felt like I got the yips there for a while, and had to kind of relearn some stuff, just things that you really took for granted, or that were just simple and easy tasks, especially like fine motor skill stuff. Yeah. Just got really hard, and it's been a huge struggle ever since.
Those like neurological symptoms and like the chipping and putting and the effects that those neurological symptoms had on him as a player, he hasn't addressed that a ton, but like literally, like he said, for the while he felt like he had the yips, and then that bleeds into your whole other parts of your game, and then horrible. You're exhausted and your body hurts, and you don't have time, you don't have the energy to practice, and that goes on for 2 years, and then that bleeds into your mental.
That was a big part. Was I think early I was okay because I was still pretty good, and I need practice. Like, I have to practice, and we talked about that. Yeah. I like to practice, and I just didn't have it anymore. I couldn't do it. Like, physically. I couldn't do it for 2 or 3 years, and it took a big toll. And then I think it hit my head pretty good, and it's been tough.
But I also think
wouldn't wish it on anybody.
You kind of were getting over that and starting to see some results, and then COVID happened. Like, he had a great tournament at Honda. He had a great tournament at Bay Hill. Like, it was starting to trend back. And then COVID hits, and then you're just like, okay, now we're at reset, and then it's just been playing catch up ever since, and it just wears on you, like, mentally and emotionally. And I think just be aware of being outdoors, and it doesn't matter what part of the country that you're in. We've found ticks on us or in our house in Utah, and Jimmy found one on him in Arizona, down in South Texas. Like, people think it's a regional thing to the Northeast, and it's not. They're everywhere now. Different ticks carry different diseases. So check your kids, check your pets. If you find them on you, save them, because you can send them in and get the tick tested itself to know if that tick was carried. And then you're not waiting months to see if you got bit, if you have symptoms. You have to fight you have to be an advocate for your own health.
Tough to hear, but it's definitely something that you got to be, you have to be aware of and check out. I mean, I'm in the bushes all the time on the golf course. I'm never in the fairways. So.
Most of us are.
I mean, I'm like 55% fairways my career. I mean, shit, I knows, Yeah.
Just be aware.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that, and it's good for everybody to be aware, and given that it's Maryland Awareness Month, I think it's good for everybody to just know what to do.
It. So absolutely. Now we can eat some barbecue.
Yeah,
some tacos.
Let's dive into that. I'm hungry.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, this looks pretty amazing. I can't believe you guys put this together for us to come in today.
And we worked really hard all damn day for you, so you better enjoy it.
I worked hard.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't do that.
I made red salsa, I made green salsa, I made guacamole, I made corn.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I've already had some of this green salsa, and I would buy a gallon of it right now. It's pretty good. So.
Pretty good.
Remember,
first time ever.
Dynamite Ranch salsas. Coming at you next.
Totally, yeah.
All right, so hey, look, we've come through the home, amazing home. You guys have done an amazing job with the remodel. Got to share some stories, going down memory lane with Jimmy's career, and share some of that. And tomorrow's the big day, so we're gonna get up in the morning and head to the ranch, I'm not a big guy behind the guns, but I'm interested in it and I want to learn more. So I'm gonna take your lead and shoot some guns tomorrow.
I will teach you how to shoot tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. We're heading to the Las Vegas ranch, so we're going to Vegas tomorrow.
Okay.
There's no gambling.
Vegas, Texas.
No gambling allowed. We might throw some money on some shots, but yeah, we'll get you shooting tomorrow. It'll be fun. It looks a little bit like Mars down there right now. It's good dirt. We got some rain the other day, so
rough.
maybe we got some grass growing.
There's a great line that says, "You ever been to Texas? Everything down there wants to bite you, stick you, or sting you." And that is 100% accurate down there.
Okay.
Like it's rough country.
Sticky burst will just
snakes.
It's like stepping on a Lego.
All right.
Sorts of,
Well,
it's fun times.
Let's eat, get some good sleep, and we'll go shoot some guns tomorrow. So thanks, guys.
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, Las Vegas Ranch down here to check this out. This is unbelievable. This is the way to live right here. So
it's pretty simple. There's not a lot to it. We got a well, we got a cistern, we got hot water, and that's about it.
Power.
We got power.
Yeah.
No internet.
We got satellite
essentials.
satellite TV. That's about it.
It's pretty simple living down here, and
it's
we
fun.
absolutely love it.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. I mean, this is Texas to a T, so I'm
Very
excited.
South Texas.
Let's go jump in and take a look at this. This is like this blew my mind, so I'm excited to show this off and take a look. This isn't any normal or ordinary double wide. This is incredible.
We were pretty blown away, man. Like, we went and looked at a bunch of them, and we kept coming back to this one. And God, we wanted it to be something that you wanted to actually like come and hang out at, and not just super hunt camp. You know, because she wanted something super nice.
I'm not that. I'm not a fussy person, and the first season we're down here and it's freezing and the heater's not working and there's mouse shit everywhere. Can I say that? Can I say shit?
You can say that, yeah.
There's mouse poop everywhere, and I was afraid to like walk to the bathroom in my bare feet. And I was like, okay, if this is our thing, it's got to be a little nicer than what we got going on here. I got to be able to walk to the bathroom.
This kitchen's incredidible. I mean, this is like.
It's over the top fun. But I mean, it's a good hangout place. Everybody likes to come over, and we cook here, and it's this nice scene right here, and transition over to eat, and
saw the grills set up again out there on the patio.
We got a couple out there. A lot of times we end up cooking over on the fire pit.
Okay.
And it's just more of there's like a big gathering place over there. It's undercover. And
got the bar set up already over here too.
Bar set up.
Yeah, but the kids love coming down here then.
Ice maker. Our water down here is actually really good.
Pretty good?
Which is pretty wild. You wouldn't think, but.
Yeah, the kids love it. There's no internet, so it's great. They've got to go be kids and drive around and shoot arrows, and the dogs love it. And yeah, it's so great to come down and get away and not really think about anything.
It's nice. It's only an hour and a half from the house, and it's a pretty easy drive.
Way easy drive.
Yeah, it's nice little dining room. You got all your flashlights and earmuffs and stuff to clean your optics.
The ranch essentials.
Coat hook, rattling horns, and you move in. The living room was great. We did. This was all here. I mean, obviously not the TV and stuff, but I mean just the lighting and the beamwork and everything. I mean, it looked great, and we have such red dirt down here. This floor hides it so nice. Guest bathroom. We've got a queen room with a big walk-in closet.
Bunk room.
Kids room, bunks. There's 4 bunks.
Got 3 bedrooms.
And I mean, the master was killer. It's got a huge walk-in closet.
Great bathroom.
And then the bathroom's out of control. A big walk-in shower. There's a bathtub.
I'm excited to check out the property more and then shoot some guns.
We'll cruise around.
5,500 acres.
We'll shoot some.
Plenty to do.
We'll shoot some stuff. Holy shit.
Like right above you.
I'll make sure that thing's not.
You want me to get rid of it?
Here, you want my cup?
Yeah, that's fucking.
Trav, you better gather, bro. That thing's gonna kill you.
Jesus.
It's totally a tarantula.
Look at that sucker. Look at you go.
God.
They're out in the springtime. They're mating in the springtime.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was not gonna do that. Look, I feel safe now because I'm protected, thank you.
I was gonna shoot it.
You guys kept talking about where it was. I didn't know it was directly above my head.
I let it go.
Any more?
No, not that I can see.
Are you traveling pairs?
If there are, I don't want to know. Just let's go. Holy cow. All right, well, this is incredible, man. Thanks for having us out to your home and your ranch. This was awesome to see all this and experience it. And
For sure.
before we close down, I want to just talk, we're going to shoot some guns. We've got a special target that we're going to blow up, but I want to talk about long range shooting and when you got into that and how that all began.
Yeah, it all kind of started about when I got sick. We were up in Utah, and Aaron's parents had some friends that took us out and shot some long range rifles, and I was blown away at how well you could shoot at distance and the precision and how close you could get targets, shoot, you know, groups at 300, 400 yards. And it blew my mind. So I was like, felt like I was foggy and I needed something to kind of wrap my head around. And I, you know, I did everything by myself, built the gun, put the scope on, figured out the speeds and the dope and did all that stuff and took it to a range and just walked the gun all the way out to like 1,000 yards. And it was pretty sick. And it was just something nice to kind of, I felt like I just needed something to kind of get the brain back and working again, and it was a nice little kind of getaway. And then it got me into hunting. I was like, well, this is, you know, shooting guns is a lot of fun, and you know, now we've got these places we can come hunt down here and take animals and eat all year, and it's pretty sick. I mean, it's just the way it's always been, and it's kind of fun to be a part of it and teach your kids how to do it and do it right.
No, I can imagine how fun it is. I'm excited to see you get into action.
You're going to do it too.
Yeah, you're going to teach me some things. So the target we've got, you said it's a little over 500 yards?
I've got it lasered at 535.
Okay.
It's hard to laser beer cans at 535, so it's a little bit of a guess, but we'll give it a couple of
What
cracks.
kind of technique are we looking for here? Does the wind play a factor into this? There's a little breeze?
It 100% does. So the math up and down is not that hard, but it's the wind call is really what long range shooting is about. Once you start stepping out over about 350, like, wind calls become important, and really good shooters will have a spotter. You know, really good at reading wind. You can do it yourself. You're looking through the scope and you're looking for the mirage. So when you that's what that looks like. It's just, you can see the heat waves coming up.
Okay.
And if it starts getting over like 10 or 12 miles an hour, it completely goes away. Then you can't see anything. So it's like a big guess. It's almost harder, and the hardest winds to shoot in are straight down and straight into, because any variation left or right and the way that wind's tilting moves the bullet, and it's so hard to shoot. We're actually kind of in a little corridor here, so it might be a little tough. You're better off if it's blowing like 20 miles an hour straight right to left.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because you can count on that wind moving that bullet right into it, where if you're straight downwind, you know, if you catch it either way, it's like, I mean, you can miss big.
It feels like we got a little downwind.
It's gonna be challenging, I think. So we'll give it a whirl.
We got faith in you, so let's check it out. I can't wait to see this.
I got him.
It's gonna be impossible. I know you better than that.
Impossible shot. That was awesome.
Corona premiere all over the floor.